Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mage,
And this is Mage Soso.
and this is Game 1 of the Gera Cup number 4 finals. It features Machiavelli playing Undead and Sonik, who is playing Night Elf. I don't believe that either Machiavelli or Sonik have dropped a map so far this tournament, so it seems a fitting matchup to start the final. Sonik, obviously, is one of the most well-known players in the game to this day. And he's had two convincing games, although his micro has been a little bit off in the previous ones. On the opposite side of it, while we did not get to watch Machiavelli's semifinal matchups, in the matchup we saw before that against, I actually forget who he was playing against, but he was just completely, oh, he was playing Starshape, that's who it was. He was very, very good micro-wise. But perhaps a bit of a lesser-known name. I know that some of the people on the Twitch channel have heard of him before, and I feel like I know him, but I'm just not sure from where. But still, it should be a very, very good matchup. The map is Nomad Isles. We've become much more acquainted with it today, as I'm sure you're all aware. And I hope that we're going to have a good game. The winner of this, which is going to be a best of 5, will take home a $100 prize.
Yeah, and interestingly, Sonik is going for a Warden this time. I do like it on this map. I feel like yeah, applying that pressure and harassment with a Warden with fast level 3 is a really good strategy. I think I've seen Rich do that a lot as well. And it seems like he really likes this map. You can get really good summon drops and yeah, stuff like that you can exploit.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially if Machiavelli does end up going mostly ghouls and gargoyles, then it's really going to play well into Sonic's hand having that Warden. I would not be shocked to see him go solo Warden for a while at least and try to get it up to level 5 quickly. And we do see pretty typical Ancient of War creep opening here for Sonik. Machiavelli's going to go ahead by his Rod, and presumably he's going to go start harassing right away. I think that's what we've seen him do so far throughout most of the games. There we go, the tech has started for him as well. So he's really focused on going and harassing as early as possible, doing as much damage that way as possible, and then continuing to harass throughout the game. And was that actually stolen there by the Alchemist?
Yeah,
yes, it was.
Yeah. Perfect.
So the Alkalite manages it, and Sonik knew exactly what he was doing and still managed to let it die somehow. That's really both embarrassing for Sonik and impressive for Machiavelli.
Yeah.
And this now I think becomes a question of how much damage and harassing damage can Machiavelli do while he's teching, and how quickly is Sonik going to get himself teched to tier 2, because the longer we wait on this, the better it's going to look for Machiavelli. On the other hand, we've seen Sonik very proficiently creep with Ancient of War in just his units before, and we do see level 2 on the Warden now. We'll see if the Death Knight is going to have a chance of going down there. It does not look like it will.
No, he's gonna let it go away with the unholy arrow. But overall, I think that the creep steal he managed to pull there was mainly because when you have an acolyte there, that's just incredibly annoying, because you don't have all the time in the world to finish off the creep, especially the high level one that gives the most experience. So sometimes you will just try to kill that acolyte slowly and just hope that he doesn't steal, but it ended up yeah, going well for Machiavelli.
Yeah,
and it seems like overall I think the game is still even.
Yep. As nicely as Machiavelli played that, though, it was a bit of a misstep for Sonik. We could see you not doing another hit on that creep, specifically because he was trying to pull down the Alkalite before anything else could happen, and unfortunately he just kind of misclicked there. But this is a perfect creep jacking opportunity for Machiavelli right now. We'll see if he does manage to take any of this down. Can't get there in time to steal the first creep from dying, and the Warden is on its way back. So I thought he might be able to get at least an Archer or a creep still, perhaps take down the Ancient of War. But a nice surround on the Berserker instead is going to serve him well. Looks like he's trying to pull out some of the ghouls there to get the kill, but the Berserker does go down, and Ghoul now baiting away the Warden, preventing it from getting back to the main fight. Looks like the Shadow Pearl.
Machiavelli is playing this really well. Sonik doing a mistake there, using his Moonwell to heal that Berserker which was surrounded, so it was not going to get out anyway.
Yep.
And just losing all his archers, and yeah.
And we're also going to get to see what it looks like for a Death Knight if it actually has mana, since so often we usually see the Death Knight pretty much always has constantly no mana from the Demon Hunter, just constantly mana burning it, but this is going to be a case where the Death Knight actually is able to. Warden has boots and a wise TP here from Machiavelli, not going to play it too cute and try to blow it. But we do see that he is already a third of the way to Black Citadel. The Lich is on its way out as we speak, and we're about to have Tier 2 finished off for Sonik, who's down to a mere 18 food since he lost so much in that battle with Machiavelli.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I feel like Machiavelli was too greedy there. He could have just pulled away with the Death Knight, but wanted to have it close to the ghouls, and in the end he had to TP, cost 350 gold, so certainly not worth it for a Shadow Priest, I think it's called, right?
Yeah. But on the other hand, he did prevent any other units from getting to Sonik there, so overall I think you gotta call it at least a net wash, if not an advantage for Machiavelli, who is really just trying to buy time while he does get up to Tier 3. On the other hand, if he loses the Death Knight right now, as it looks like he's going to do, this is going to be a big problem for him. So yeah, the Warden does take care of the Death Knight there, and as you're mentioning, if he still had that TP, then he would have been able to get away, but bringing in the Lich as well now, we'll see how well he is able to perform here, and should not be able to pull off a surround, but hopefully can save at least a few units there. So Sonik gaining back a little bit by taking down the Death Knight with the Ward.
Yeah, he was assuming that Sonik was still creeping with the Warden with his Agent of War, but that was not the case, and he was punished for that. I don't really see why he would want to go back with the ghouls there, maybe just to buy time, but he's type 3 now, and he can start to pump out the units he wants. It looks like he's going for ghouls actually, because he's researching ghoul frenzy.
I noticed that, yeah. It looks like ghouls and destroyers are going to be the order of the day, which I think is going to be a problem, because once that Warden hits level 5, or even level 4, I suspect it's just going to retrain to Fan of Knives, if there is a heavy ghoul presence, since the ghouls are just going to fall instantaneously to that. And this is going to be another beautiful creepjack opportunity for Sonik. Going to take down at least one of these ghouls, possibly more.
He may even have to train the Fan of Knives right now. I guess he researched Blink.
Yeah. So I think he's got level 2 Shadow Strike, level 1 Blink.
Yeah.
But nice save by the Death Knight to save one of those ghouls there. However, we can see Machiavelli is the one being pushed back onto his hind feet now a little bit. We saw him do some excellent harassing early on, and now it appears to be Sonic's turn to try and do some damage here. If he can steal this Knoll Overseer, actually, that would be a big coup for him. He does take down one of the ghouls, and getting pretty low there from the nuke, but the Overseer will go to the Lich, and Lich grabs a Claws +6, or will get the Claws +6 presumably. Yep, there it is.
Yeah. He's gonna go back and AoE creep the Goblin Laboratory, yeah. So he's gonna get a level 4 Warden now.
Yep, but Death Knight getting pretty close to level 3 as well, so would you rather have the Death Knight Lich combination or the Warden combination right now?
I prefer Death Knight Lich in the long run, but since it's 2 heroes against 1, but obviously if the Warden gets to level 6, it's gonna change the game so much. So it's all about making sure that Warden doesn't get to level 6 and just nuking it efficiently, but Sonik did get a nice drop there, potion to invulnerability. so that one is not going to go down easily.
No, and we can see that there is a fiend in Machiavelli's base, so he does look like he will be switching to some fiends as well. I guess the Ghoul Frenzy is mostly for creeping, but it did seem odd that he researched that before switching over to his fiend build.
Yeah, I don't really follow that move, to be honest. I feel like that's a waste of gold.
Yep, but we can see Warden is getting so close to level 5 right now. And this is... Poor Crypt Fiend is going to be taken down pretty quickly here, I think. And actually, I'm surprised that the Sonik is not going to dive and chase that. Instead, he's going to go ahead and run away. Takes down a ghoul there. And does have Blink. Oh, Silence goes off, though. Picks up a Dark Ranger as the third hero. And the Warden has a hell of a lot of movement speed here. And lucky that the Death Knight is level 3, not level 5. But there we go. Picks up level 5 on the Warden. So, 5 Warden versus 3-2-1. We shall see which is going to reign supreme. Looks like Sonik may go ahead and throw up an expansion soon. He's got the gold and wood for it. Has cleared away his expansion now.
Yeah.
And has 2 wards in good positions here to scout out if Machiavelli decides to try and grab an expansion as well.
It's funny that he chose to go for a Panda now. I feel like he could equip that up to level 3 way earlier if he wanted to. If he had bought it earlier, but
yeah, I think he really wanted to get the level 5 Warden though, and I wonder if we will see him. Well, this is going to be an obvious creep jack opportunity coming up first, and let's see what this drops. So it does pick up a Scroll of Restoration, nice item. Certainly not on par with what you could get, but not useless at least. Not a Book of the Dead or something like that, or Scroll of Resurrection. And here we go. The Panda is going to be nuked down. No staff on the Warden. So as you mentioned, level 1 Panda. Big issues, but he is going to continue the harassment push here, and Machiavelli does not have a ton to deal damage to these Dryads right now. The Destroyers are very helpful against bears, obviously, but not so much against the 5 Dryads that are in play now. And with a level 3 Death Knight,
3 heroes with Orb should be enough to take them down slowly if you can fend off the Warden.
Yeah, that's going to be the big question of, can he fend off the Warden?
Ability. Yeah.
And we do see that that's 2 Destroyers down now, 1 bear down. It looks like the 3rd Destroyer may go down here. Nice blink to prevent it, actually. Really well played by Sonik. Certainly some of the things that I just never think about. I'm guessing he's got level 2 blink based off the mass amounts of blinks that are going on. But that is, most of the bears have now fallen, and it's just a question of chasing down these Dryads. But as I was going to say earlier, I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for a very aggressive harassment with the Warden while the Panda is crept up to level 3, since there's still a number of creeps around this map. Expansion is now going up for Sonik.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be his strategy as well. I feel like he could just equally have harassed just with the Warden, but while he was creeping up the Panda, but he may get a chance to do that now instead. But obviously all the red creep spots on this map makes it a really good map for leveling heroes. So the Panda may still be useful, I feel.
I think the Panda can definitely get up to level 3, and Machiavelli is going to be content to do creeping of his own for a while, I think, since he does have lower level heroes, and that's going to get the DK up to 4, and Warden coming in with a big blink. She is getting very close to level 6 right now. I mean, if she could take down one of these heroes just accidentally or something, then that's going to be very good news. And getting very cute with that Shadow Strike there and blink away. Lucky that it didn't get silenced at the last moment. Panda's almost up to level 2, just hits level 2 now. And Dark Ranger's got to be getting pretty close to level 3, about halfway there.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Machiavelli didn't veto this map. It looks like it's pretty tough against elves. Just because of the creeping possibilities, but he's himself getting really strong heroes. Once that Death Knight gets to level 5, he can do some work, and that Silence level 2 is obviously gonna hurt a lot on the Warden.
Yeah, and the Lich should get up to level 4 as well. Spiked Collar there, so an interesting item drop. If you are in Machiavelli's shoes, would you be pulling the Warden back here so you just get the experience on the Dark Ranger and the Death Knight? Since the Death Knight's going to take a while to get to level 5 yet.
Yeah, I feel like I would just get the experience on the Lich and the Dark Ranger. Because it seemed like he could get to level 4 and level 3. And just put he needs an invulnerability potion on the Death Knight, something like that, but he does have a potion of greater healing, so he may be able to survive for a little while in the fight.
Yep, and looks like Sonic's expansion is going to go down before anything else is done, but level 6 Warden's dealing so much damage in the middle of the base. I'm just going to presume the expansion will be brought down. We'll see what type of damage is going to be done in Machiavelli's base. He is researching Burrow now, but look at all of the Spirits of Vengeance, and this is why Night Elf players go for the Warden. It's just so incredibly satisfying to turn a graveyard into your own weapon.
Yeah, that seems pretty hard to stop, to be honest.
Yep,
he
does
needs
have to be careful
stabs of teleportation to deal with that on both Lich and the Death Knight.
Yep.
I'd say.
And
even just Dark Silence.
We do see Panda is just a tick away from hitting level 4 as well, and I mean, the fact that these are invulnerable just seems unfair if you're undead. Does do a good job of saving all but one of the Acolytes. However, the ghouls were the ones that took the brunt of the damage, and he's going to have to spend a lot of gold to go ahead and repair that. But he did lose his he being Sonic did lose his expansion in the meantime.
Yeah. But his Panda is already at level 4 now.
Yeah, and
just
actually
goes to show how good you can creep on this map.
Yeah, and there are creeps to get it up to level 5 if he manages to get to all of them uncontested. Sonic tries to get an expansion up again, excuse me, but the Death Knight is going to scout that out. Presumably it will be taken down soon, but that it will buy him time so that the Panda at least does not get creep jacked at this creep camp.
I feel like that's the vulnerability for undead on this map, is that you can just easily harass their bases while you're creeping up your heroes as a Night Elf player. Possibly also as a human player, I think that could work in your favor, since undead bases are arguably weak.
Yep, and 6-4 heroes now against 4-3-3. We do see how big a play Silence can be here, and Machiavelli does manage to bring down some bears, but this is not looking good for him right now. That Warden is just wreaking havoc, and the moment it gets unsilenced, it pretty much just starts doing a ton of damage again. Panda, as everybody knows, just is incredibly good. And now it appears that Sonic will be going pretty heavy on the Dryads, allowing him to take out these destroyers. Almost nukes that Warden down very, very close there. Potion of Vulnerability does go off on the Pandarian Brewmaster, and Potion goes off on the Lich as well to keep that alive. We do not see any healing potions on the Warden, so I'm not sure if he's going to blink and start a TP to try and help get the Pandarian Brewmaster alive or what it is, but oh!
Did you see that coil?
Yes, I did, and wow! Oh, what incredible... does lose the Warden in the last second. I thought he was going to get out of there. But Machiavelli loses his entire army. On the other hand, he does take down that level 6 Warden.
I'm just gonna put it out there, that fight was just fucking amazing, I think. Yeah, really cool fight. I feel like Machiavelli used that scroll of restoration prematurely. He could have waited a while, did end up taking a lot of damage on his heroes, but in the end he did a great job. He used that summon, I don't know what it's called, to burn the mana on the Warden, so he stole away 100 mana. That was really good, and yeah, just nuking that Warden in the end. That was what he needed to kind of have a shot of this game. I feel like Sonic is getting way ahead. Otherwise, if that Warden hadn't not gone down.
Yep, and Sonic again has an expansion going up, so Machiavelli needs to scout that very quickly and take it down, since if that is left up, it's going to be bad news for him.
He knows it's there, though.
Okay.
He saw the Death Knight earlier, I believe. But he's not going there.
Yeah, I think that was actually a separate expansion that he either took down or got cancelled, and this is it being rebuilt again. Nice decision here to go ahead and grab a few extra creep camps. Needs to pull that Death Knight back, though, do as much damage as he can with it, and then make sure it doesn't leech any of the experience.
Yeah, I think he's just content with getting the item, though. He doesn't want to get creep check, and that's why he's staying with his Dread Knight here. I feel like that's the right call because there's only one red spot left on the map, and it's on Sonic's side, so he's gonna go there.
That's fair. And we do see Sonic on the way to creep check him now. It is 57 versus 45. Sonic looks a little confused by the fact that Machiavelli is there, to be honest, and goes ahead and backs off a little bit.
I feel like, okay,
Ooh,
maybe...
he dropped an Orb of Corruption and did not pick it back up. Machiavelli's Lich does not have the orb on it anymore.
Oh god, that is such a huge mistake.
Yeah, can you imagine if the Panda or something else picks it up?
Yeah.
And this is going to be a forced TP here, I believe, for Machiavelli. He does not look like he is in good position to handle this fight right now. I'm not sure if he even realizes that it's missing. He looks like he's going to go pick it up now. Yes, he
is. He's heading back for it. But he did lose all his army to get that back. Just playing way too greedy here. Like, he didn't have to go for that camp. He could just have scouted if Sonic was going for him, which he was.
Yeah, and also continues to stay in. I'm not sure why he is not TPing out. He has no mana on it, and the Lich is going to go down as well. This is a GG.
Yeah, I think if that Death Knight goes down, it's over. It doesn't though. 7 health points.
Nope, not able to get off a Shadow Strike on it in time. 4 health points when it gets back there, and boy, that was
A town is under siege.
Yeah. GG.
Okay. Yep. So, good call, GG by Machiavelli. We appreciate when the players don't drag it out forever. But a very interesting game and a lot of back and forth. I'm excited to see what the rest of the series is going to look like. Was there anything that stood out in the game to you?
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed with Machiavelli's micromanagement in the fights. I feel like he could have won that game if he had just microed a bit better. Other than that, of course, it's hard when you're playing against the Solo Warden on Nomad Isles. But
game name G2, by the way.
Yeah. But it was a good game, regardless.
Yep, it was certainly enjoyable, and hopefully game 2 is going to be just as good.
I think Machiavelli has a better chance in games that are not like Nomad Isles, like with a lot of good creep games and stuff like that. I mean, you could just play his solo style, but we'll see.
And of course, we're having more issues with Twitch. Apparently, the entirety of the Twitch server is having issues.
Yeah, I do want to point out, I think Sonic played better this game.
Yeah, no, some of that micro is incredible. I'm not sure why he didn't show it off in the previous games, but
yeah, he was really good with that Warden.
And what's going on, guys? This is Mage.
Sorry, I'm eating.
Oh god, players were on the same team again. Is that even possible? Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mage.
And this is Mage Soso.
And Soso has Peach and I don't, so I'm kind of jealous. But we are going to start the second game of the finals. The first game went in Sonic's favor in a very, very close fight. We'll be looking to see if Machiavelli can pick up a close win in the second. So we've got Undead versus Night Elf, and an interesting map that's not the easiest to expand, but is definitely good for Ancient of War creeping. We've seen, for most part, that Machiavelli has gone for quick harassment with his Death Knight. He gains aura first, and then tries to do as much damage as possible while doing a quick tech to tier 2 and then tier 3. Whereas Sonic has shown a little bit more Sonic has shown a little bit more variation with Warden and some Panda, Beastmaster, some Demon Hunter, so we'll see if he goes for a Warden again. It seems fairly specific on a race-by-race account. Nope, Demon Hunter this time. So as I was saying that all gets thrown out the window, and Demon Hunter is pretty standard here. We'll see how it turns out.
A Demon Hunter on this map, based on just the map. I think Nomad Isles is a good map for Warden because you can just creep everywhere and you can harass when your Warden gets to level 5 and stuff like that, or 3. But on this map, it's not that easy to creep with a Warden. There's golems and stuff like that that creep gold mines. That's just hard to creep with the Warden, and yeah, it's good for rushing, I'd say, if you're an undead player. And Machiavelli is also changing things up. He started with crypt this time and getting a slow death knight out, slowly the death knight out. So I think he will be taking even faster this game, and maybe do a fiend opening after that.
Yeah, that would be good to see. Just a heads up, you're a little quiet, DV. I don't know if you're... Sorry, Soso. I don't know if your mic moved away a little bit, but...
Okay.
There we go. That sounds better.
Now.
Yep, that's a lot better. So we do see that the Demon Hunter did manage to go ahead and grab the claws there. Should gain level 2 on its trek over. And it's weird seeing that Machiavelli has not yet started his tech, but I'm presuming that's going to be moments behind. And looks like he is going for some ghoul creeping to start off, and this time it will be Sonik doing the early game harassing, and Machiavelli that has to cope with it. We'll see how he manages to do that, but a late creep here means that this could be very good news for Sonik, and we see Immolation go off here, something we have not seen in a while, and we'll see how it works out for him. Yeah.
Nice round by Machiavelli, but he may lose that Death Knight if he's not careful. Does manage to save it.
Did manage to save it, yeah, but now he's going to have a lot of ghouls that are very low health, and lost one of them to the creeps already. May lose a second, does lose a second there. So low DK, and there we go, finally manages to finish that off, grabs the claws +6. But this time it is a pretty even tech, with Sonik being a little bit ahead on the way to tier 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like they're just trading blows right now. Still things look pretty equal, but again, Sonik, like you mentioned before, burning that TP in the start of the game. I feel like he has to change this up in future games.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to have...
nice way to play.
He does not hold his TP in high regard, and certainly doesn't see any need to try and save it. And there we go, we do see that the Nerubian Tower gets a shot off on the Demon Hunter, and oh! Machiavelli blows the chance at a beautiful surround there. Demon Hunter kills the one ghoul that would have gotten in his way. But I thought he was going to have that surround for a moment.
Yeah, he should have had that, I feel. But there's something that happened there. I feel like a wrong mouse click or something.
Yep, that could be. Yeah. Sonik is almost to tier 3. The Hunter's Hall is pretty much completed. Looks like he's going to go buy himself the boots now. Yep, does grab a boot, so he's in pretty good shape. I presume we'll see a Panda second from him, but maybe we'll see a Naga Sea Witch or something else that would be interesting here. Any predictions on second hero?
Yeah, I think we're gonna see a Naga into fast harassment. He may try to go for the laws or something like that. I would really love to see that. I feel like when I play against an idle player, it's always something that I like to do. Just kill off those laws, and you're just in a very good shape to kill them off later.
Yeah, I meant the second hero for Sonik, which does turn out to be a Panda, but I would love to see another Naga for Machiavelli, but he's got a little bit left before he's going to be able to grab that second hero. And we do now see Panda able to do quite a bit of AoE damage to these ghouls. There is there is dust on the Death Knight, so the archers don't stand a ton of chance to get away, although he lets one slip out of his fingers there. And now the Panda doing a lot of damage to these ghouls, so Sonik manages not to lose a unit there, and that's at least one ghoul down for Machiavelli, possibly more in a moment. And even at level 1, that's a lot of damage to these ghouls right now. He's pretty much perfectly placed all 3 of his Breaths of Fire. Does finally lose an archer though.
He should not be fighting here. That's a big mistake. He didn't have second hero because his tech was so slow. That was another mistake he did, and as a result he's losing like, I don't know, 5 or 6 ghouls to nothing. It just seems like he's throwing away his chances so early in the game.
Yeah, and he is just now putting his graveyard up. So as you're talking about that undead players can harass the lore expansions, I would not be shocked to see Sonic try and harass the slaughterhouses when they go up eventually. Lich is on the way out now, so typical second hero for him. No tech to tier 3 yet for Sonic. He does have the goal up, there we go. Just starts it.
Yeah, but now his chances of killing off the slows, he doesn't have any chance of doing that now. It's too late. He's going for that Lich, but that's not gonna do any harassment damage to Sonic as he's creeping down this gold mine. And I don't see how Machiavelli can contest that, really.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I mean, he could take down the Archer, and maybe just rely on the creeps to help him out, but he's not going to be able to get any mana on this Death Knight, and you really need that to be effective when you're harassing.
Yeah, but just I feel like in the Naga as a second choice, if you had just teched a bit earlier, instead of losing a lot of stuff at that bottom lap in the start, he could have been in a way better shape right now.
Yeah, we do see that almost pulls off a surround, but the Demon Hunter is able to escape the clutches there. And now the ghouls are just pretty much going down 1, 2, 3. The Dryad is getting a little low. There's no staff yet for Sonic, but looks like it'll be a trade of a ghoul for a Dryad, although the Dryad may actually get away here.
Yeah, it will get away. It's too fast.
So things are really just not going Machiavelli's way so far.
No, he's not playing his best here for sure. He's playing way too passively in a way, I think. Just not making the right decisions. You need to put pressure onto a player like Sonic, force him to make mistakes. If you just let him creep and do whatever he wants, he's gonna win the game, I feel.
Yeah, and the fact that that Demon Hunter is already level 3, if you thought it was bad on the Death Knight before with having mana, then it's going to be even worse now. He actually, let's see if the Dryad now, going to pull those back, not going to try and kite him, going to finish taking down the expansion with the Panda instead. But this does leave Sonic open to splitting up his heroes, using the Panda to gain level 3, and the Demon Hunter just to prevent the Death Knight from getting to level 3.
Yeah, it's a smart call really. He doesn't need any experience in this Demon Hunter, and he can just delay the creeping and keep the mana low on the undead heroes while he's creeping with the Panda. He can feel safe doing that. That good start he had in the game.
A player's forces are under attack.
Machiavelli is soon to be tier 3, but yeah, he really needs that orb right now. Otherwise, he can't fend off Sonic.
And I mean, he's consistently making me very, very nervous here. Just getting out here, and he seems to lose at least 1 unit, maybe 2, every time he tries to do anything. And the Death Knight is still 220 experience away from hitting level 3.
Yeah. I feel like Sonic has just been playing well. Maybe Machiavelli is not used to the kind of pressure there is in the finals and stuff like that. Or he's just not as solid all around. Like,
yeah, either one is certainly a likely outcome.
Yeah.
Although I do imagine he's probably faced Sonic on the ladder before, so he's got at least a vague idea of what happens. And there we go, just Dryad's going ahead, getting some more free experience. We see that the Panda does go ahead and level up to level 3 now. Steals off a creep there. Yeah, this is just really not looking good for Machiavelli. I mean, at least last game it was like, okay, he's outnumbering the heroes. He was able to take the Panda down early on, but this game I'm really struggling to imagine how it is that Machiavelli could possibly come back. I suspect that we're going to see an expansion go up pretty soon for Sonic at the expansion he crept earlier.
Yeah, I'm not sure how he can get back in this game, to be honest. Level 2 Death Knight and far away from level 3 and a level 1 Lich. He's just, yeah, he's just not like good this game, and there's just no way to put it otherwise.
Does steal the creep from the from Sonic right there, and we do have a single staff again. Not sure why we're not doing double staffs here, but Panda getting kind of low and may have to pass the TP over to it if he doesn't want it to die, but instead just going to be able to retreat it and then do another big Breath of Fire. We can see both of those destroyers getting incredibly low. One of them does go down, as do all the ghouls. Still level 2 on the Death Knight, still level 1 on the Lich. Does have an orb on the Lich right now, but there we go. That is GG, and that is a quick one. So that's 2-0 for Sonic, and Game 3 will be here before too long. And I don't know, that one was a little disappointing after such a good first game.
Yeah, I agree. Just not on the same level as we saw in the first game. But now we're playing Turtle Rock, it seems, and that's considered a really good map for Undead, so we may be able to take one game. I feel like he should feel okay with himself if he just takes one game off Sonic. Yeah.
Yeah, if I could take a game off Sonic, I'd be very happy about that.
Yeah. But it's not like it's out of the realms of possibility. I mean, Sonic has been showing some weaknesses.
Absolutely.
Earlier, but in the finals, he's been playing quite on point. So.
Yeah, he's really kind of stepped up to the competition. And well, that was going really well until we didn't have Sonic join it.
Yeah. By the way, right now Sonic is streaming with 360 viewers.
I know, it's driving me nuts since that's pretty much where everybody, between him and Wolf, that's where all of our viewers went, and all of Back to Warcraft viewers went.
Yeah.
Did Machiavelli just quit too?
Yeah, not sure what that was.
Well, we've got Sonic, and we don't have Machiavelli.
Every time Sonic does that thing where he doesn't write anything,
А
just,
чего люди?
yeah, sends a chat message. I feel like he's mad or something.
Well, I mean, he
Yeah.
could be. He's just typing with the Russian characters,
Oh yeah.
and we can't see him.
Is that true? Really true? Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that's like a lot of the times in games. Oh, great, we have to restart the game. You'll see a lot of the times like you're actually playing in games, and you'll just see a bunch of people like typing out blank spaces. That's usually they're using a different alphabet.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I usually did that myself just to
Mess with people.
yeah, say like, okay, I don't know, it doesn't mean anything, but sometimes you can make some meaning to it. It's like if you had a chat and you're angry with someone, or you have something you want to say, but you're not typing anything, you just do that.
Well, you probably had a lot of people that thought you were Russian then.
Yeah, might be the case. I don't know. I just started getting interested in, yeah, Russian people after I played Warcraft 3. Since they seem, yeah, obviously there's a lot of Russian people here, so I get interested in what kind of persons are they and stuff like that, and language and stuff. And let's have some fun or shave is actually just writing a lot of Russian for fun with some of the Russian players.
G 3.2.
Trying to learn the language. I find that's really interesting.
And we do not
Let's
have
get this game going.
Machiavelli in it, though.
Oh, can't be lucky. One time. Just once.
Yeah, really. Hey, you made the first cut of holds right now.
Oh, cool.
Also, this is bizarre to see me with the highest ping.
I find it somewhat odd that back to back is like sort of the mainstream when it comes to Warcraft 3 when they cast in German, because you know.
Yeah, although they do a lot of English streaming as well.
Okay, yeah.
And it helps
I
that
feel
they have like
half the
5
time
casters.
it's German.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a lot of German as well. I guess they've just been around for a while, and that's helped them build up the following. And for those of you that have just tuned in, presumably you are on YouTube and didn't just stumble over this part by accident, but this is Mage.
And this is Mage Soso.
And this is Game 3, possibly the last game of Gera Cup number 4. So far we've got Sonik, who is up 2-0 over Machiavelli, who played brilliantly early on, had a close contested Game 1, and then really kind of slacked off, it seemed like, in Game 2. Sonik really dominated that game, so we know Machiavelli's got the skill to bring it out. It's just a question of, will this be the time that he takes a game off Sonik? And will he be able to continue the series?
Yeah, and I thought that the map would be Turtle Rock, but perhaps Sonic vetoed that, since that's considered one of the best undead maps. And I would not be surprised to see Sonic maybe pull yeah, he's going for a tavern build, looks like. I could see him doing a warden as well on this map, to get a level 3 as well. But,
what hero do you think he's going to go for?
Let's do let's do a bet. I think he's gonna go for the Beastmaster.
Yeah, unfortunately that's what I think he's going for as well.
Okay.
And I'm not taking that bet.
Okay.
Unless maybe I'll go for Tinker. Maybe Sonic's feeling really cocky and he feels like a Tinker would be a great choice here.
Yeah. I would love to see a Tinker. I love him as a hero, but yeah. He likes that Beastmaster, I know.
Yeah, and it's worked well for him so far, so you can't really blame him. So there we go, we can see... Oh, it's an Alchemist. I actually thought about joking around with that, but I thought that was too far-fetched.
I did that myself too, you know. I feel like Alchemist is also a really cool hero. Somebody lost $5 in the bet.
I was gonna say, I think the house won that bet. So we do see that there's gonna be some early harassing here, and the archers are up. I wonder if Sonic is going to continue to AOW creep the mercenary camp here, since he knows that Machiavelli has brought some ghouls to continue harassing him with. And also, Machiavelli having a late tech again.
He's not gonna do it while Machiavelli is there.
In the area.
And Machiavelli is going around now, trying to snipe off some wisps instead. Or maybe trying to creepjack him there, but he's not creeping.
Yeah, I think he's trying to bait him into it. But if he took down the pair of wisps right here, or if he got the archer when the archer came out, that'll help.
Yeah, and Sonic is saying like, I could go Alchemist now. Now's your chance if you want to gain or come back.
Yeah, this is certainly the time for Machiavelli to step up and win a game when you're against the Alchemist. We do see Tech Tier 2 has started for Sonic, not yet for Machiavelli. If the Alchemist is going to be doing some harassing, he should pick up a Staff of Teleportation.
Yeah, I think he's gonna go for the
A
boots right
player's
now.
forces are under attack.
Well,
And
a Boots Alchemist is pretty terrifying.
yeah, it is. I love that chemical rage thing, especially in FFA when you just snipe off heroes with that with acid buff. It goes so quickly.
Yep, and we do see that the Ancient War grouping is about to begin, and the Alchemist did pick up the boots. So, interesting that he's focusing on bringing down the Death Knight, and a lot of ghouls actually coming out here. So, if Sonik is not careful here, he may lose some of the creeps here, but instead it's going to be Machiavelli content to go creep his own. This is going to work out better for Sonik, I think.
Yeah, it is a better camp to get, and it also provides mercenaries.
And I'm sure that he did hire both of the mercenaries as well, so he's going to be in solid shape. And now we've got the Death Knight going for that, but the Alchemist already ahead, and looks like he's going to try and either pick off a few ghouls or take down the Knoll Overseer. Death Knight did not grab anything out of the other camp since the Alchemist was there in time. And I'll be interested to see how far the Alchemist is willing to chase here.
Yeah. Again, I feel like Machiavelli is just not playing so well as he did earlier in the tournament. I don't know if he's tired or something. Just now, Sonik is getting like all overseer. Oh, no. Just managed to snipe it there in the end, but
yep.
Still takes a lot of damage on the Death Knight to do so.
Yep, and he doesn't even hit level 2. Fortunately, he did not go for the aura first, so he does have Death Coil to heal things up, which was... We noticed earlier on he was going for aura as his first skill, and sometimes it presented a problem when he couldn't get to level 2 and could not get his coil. But do you think this is going to be a typical lore game? It does look like the Hunter's Hall is going up now. And
wasting time trying to surround that Alchemist. This boots his speed and he doesn't have any aura. It's just not gonna happen, sorry.
Yeah. No, you can try as hard as you want, but...
Yeah. He's just not playing... He's just playing a bit sloppy, in my opinion.
I agree, and he still hasn't hit level 2 on the Death Knight yet. It's getting close and should hit it. There we go. But level 3 on the Alchemist already, and Sonik is just able to creep as he wishes, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It just seems like Machiavelli is not really as good as Sonik when it comes to understanding what's going on in the game. Like, when the Alchemist is harassing you, he's creeping with his archers and stuff. And good undeads, I feel like they would know that. They would just try to get to level 2 fast and then go harass. But he's playing very passively as an undead player. And we've seen how Sonik knows how to punish that. And he's not doing any sort of harassment to the lords who just go up without contest. And yeah. And he's not getting experience on his levels, heroes, so I feel like there's a sort of flaw that we've seen in all these games that he's continuing to do, so I hope he steps that up. And now he's finally creepjacking here. He may be able to take off some units here.
Yep, and does manage to take down at least the priest.
Yeah. That's what he needs to do, punish Sonik for being so greedy with the creeping and
yeah, but the question is it too late? I mean, I feel like A, he's going to lose the Lich here unless he TP passes off to it, and B, this is something that he should have been doing much earlier in the game. It does have nice rooting block there by the Death Knight, but slow goes off the beautiful mercenary hire there by Sonik to get that off. Well played on his part.
Yeah, and did you notice that Machiavelli denied the Lich? He killed it off himself.
I did, yeah. But I think at this point, that doesn't even really matter. I mean, the level 1 Lich doesn't provide that much experience. The problem is he doesn't have it around to nuke the Alchemist down, and now the Alchemist is able to pretty much hunt down any of the undead units it wants to.
Yeah.
I mean,
This game I feel like came down to the fact that Sonic was allowed to creep that mercenary camp without contest. But Machiavelli is going for double slaughterhouse, so maybe he's changing up a bit, like going for destroyers and maybe abominations.
I would love to see him try something just kind of completely off the wall and do like a Necro Wagon push or something. I mean, we've seen that standard play hasn't worked out that well for him, and Sonic hasn't done a ton of scouting within Machiavelli's base, so I know it's not going to happen, but it would be interesting to see him try something just extremely different.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, he is going for the abominations. I like that. I feel like they're an underused unit in Undead versus Night Elf.
Yeah, he needs to make sure he gets Disease Cloud though, because that's where a lot of their damage comes from. And now, Sonic does lose his Mud Golem, so he does not have Slow anymore, which was working well for him, but picks up the Naga Sea Witch as a second hero and will grab Potion of Vulnerability and a Gauntlets of Ogre Strength +3, and it looks like we may see the Lich fall again, but the coil does get off just in time. However, as we were talking about earlier on, the Death Knight's still only level 2. He's really got such terrible hero levels compared to Sonic right now.
Yeah, his Death Knight will go down now, because he's not microing it as he should. Almost.
Yeah, does pop a potion there, saves it at the last moment. I am impressed by Sonic's ability to split up both his heroes and his units and micro both of them very efficiently. We saw early on, I was just wondering what on earth was happening with Sonic's micro, but it did work out better that time, and now he's going to be forced to burn a TP, so Machiavelli was in a pretty dire situation to start with, but manages to fend it off and push Sonic back. Sonic, though, does a great job of escaping with pretty much all of his units still alive.
Yeah, and he killed that destroyer too in the end.
Yep.
Yeah, things couldn't go worse for Machiavelli. And Sonic is looking to get an expansion up as we speak.
Yep, and he's got it on its way, and Death Knight should finally be able to get to level 3 with this creep camp finished off, which I'm sure Machiavelli will be thinking it's about time since he's been missing out on having level 2 coil. But the Alchemist is going to be pretty close to hitting level 5 if he wants to use it by itself. If he includes the Naga Sea Witch, then the Naga will hit level 2 as well.
Yeah. I feel like Machiavelli needs to get level 3 on his Lich and just make a timing hit on Sonic, just pull everything he's got, Disease Cloud, Meat Wagons, and even maybe get a Naga. Because you gotta take risk when you're behind like this. Yeah, instead of just hoping to get back in the game by creeping or something like that, it's not gonna work that way.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it's already feeling like it's kind of gone downhill for Machiavelli. He is at least at tier 3.
He's getting that red candle, and I think he's gonna get it before Sonic gets there.
He is at least nuking down the Troll Warlord very quickly. Let's see what item he picks up. Okay, so Gem of Health, great item there for him. Would you put that on the Lich or keep it on your Death Knight?
I feel like it's better on the Death Knight, because he's got an Alchemist mainly, so he can't burn mana on the Death Knight. And he's got a Potion of Mana too on the Death Knight, so he'll up the Lich if he micros properly.
Yep, I would agree with you there. I think if the Demon Hunter was in play, it would be different. And here we go, Machiavelli coming in with a decently timed Creepjack here. Does have Disease Cloud up finally. Needs to make sure he sends one of those Abominations to take down some of those Dryads, but the Alchemist just playing hell with him and trying to take down these heroes, focusing them down. Druid of the Claw is getting very low there, but staffed out by the Panda, and that is the only staff, so now free focus for Machiavelli if he can bring anything else down. However, nice job of microing here by Sonic. Machiavelli saves the Destroyer at the very last moment. Alchemist getting very close to level 5 as we speak. And we do see the Lich goes up to level 3, it has enough for Nova, and the Death Knight is very, very low. Is it going to survive? Yes, it will TP out just at the nick of time. And can the Lich take out anything else at the last moment? No, despite the fact that the Alchemist is very, very low, as is the Naga Sea Witch.
I feel like both fought very well that fight, macro-wise. Sonic with the slight upper hand there, but he could have lost the hero had it not been for the great item drop of a greater invulnerability potion on the Naga. Because that Naga is so vulnerable. If that goes down, then he should have Machiavelli. That is, he should have an easy time with the rest of the army. But the combination of Naga and Alchemist just deals so much damage to the Death Knight, so he had to DP out. He needs to get an invulnerability potion by now on his Death Knight.
Yep, he just did.
I feel like he should just skip the TPs soon and just go for, yeah, after he's gripped this.
This is going to be very, very dangerous for him since Sonic is coming up right behind. And let's see what the item drop is, and it's a ring protection +4. That actually could help with his Death Knight keeping it alive, but he's got his Lich in a very vulnerable position right now, and the creeps are hitting him as well. I think he should consider just TPing out here. This does not seem like it's a good fight for Machiavelli, especially with the Death Knight getting low, and he needs to coil the Lich before it dies, and there we go. The Lich is almost certainly going to go down, I think, regardless of how this plays out.
Yeah.
It is very low. Another nice save there by Machiavelli, but he is just treading water, it seems like, at this point, and if he's not careful, he could lose either one of his heroes. And there we go, the Lich does go down for him, and the Destroyer looks like it's going to go down as well. There is a TP on the Death Knight, so the Death Knight does get out, but it's just getting out with the Abominations and pretty much nothing else. The expansion is up and running for Sonic. He's at 70 food. Machiavelli is at 38 right now, and I'm having a hard time imagining a comeback from this, so you hate to say it preemptively, but it looks like it's going to be Sonic as our Gera Cup number 4 winner.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of that came down to the fact that Sonic was better at focusing heroes and is better creeping in the start of the game. Had Machiavelli been able to get better hero levels, he might have nuked the Naga and take the fight from there. Because his abominations, you know, Sonic, he was just ignoring them basically. Just going for the heroes instead.
Yeah, I'm completely there with you. I mean, the Abominations don't really do any DPS. The Disease Cloud is an annoyance for Night Elves, but you need Fiends, Gargoyles, something to back up the Abominations and do the damage and allow the Abominations to be the meat shield. When that wasn't the case, we saw that Sonic was able to just chase him around, basically.
Yeah, that's true. Machiavelli hasn't been playing with Fiends at all, and I feel like that's a mistake. He could also just go for rules, but I feel like if he had grabbed the Naga second, maybe not against an Alchemist, but in earlier games, then I feel like he would be in way better shape. But Sonic can play well with different hero combinations, and he can throw off opponents who are not used to playing against this. So I feel like that's you also kind of give credit to Sonic.
I've certainly been impressed by that. The Death Knight is getting very low there, as is the Lich. Looks like we're going to have a nuke on the Lich to try and take that down. May get away there. Coil does go off on it. However, the Death Knight now has a potion of health, no potion of vulnerability, and pops the potion of health down to 200, 100 life, and one more nuke. There we go. GG. Machiavelli calls it, and that is game 3, ladies and gentlemen. Sonic does a clean sweep and wins it 3-0. So it's been quite a day, but that is the end of Gera Cup number 4. Any final takeaways here, Soso?
No, I don't have a lot to say other than I feel like Sonic deserved to win this game, and it's been fun casting as well.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
And thank you to everybody who watched. We're sorry that the Twitch stream went down, but we hope that you managed to catch the games on the YouTube channel. Make sure to go ahead and drop us a comment if you want to. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff. And thank you very much for watching. So thank you for your time. And as always, we'll be back soon.